Hi traders, it's Chris here at thetradingmentors.com. This is your weekly Forex forecast for the 4th of September through to the 8th of September. First of all, let's have a look at the news before we go into the markets and see what's going to be moving for the next week. And as we can see, Monday the 4th, we have a bank holiday in Canada and the USA. So markets are likely to remain quiet tomorrow without any significant news either. Tuesday, not much going on there either. No significant news rather. GDP out from Australia, 2:30 a.m. Look out for that one. Wednesday, we've got also Bank of Canada rate statement and the ISM service PMI from the US. So Wednesday, 3 p.m. could be highly significant when we make all our money, especially with the gold on steroid software. So get that ready for Wednesday. But as we found out from last week, we had a flat week in terms of Forex, but gold was where the money was. That was our hero last week, wasn't it? So don't forget to have your gold software ready for this week. On Thursday, not much going on. We've got the usual unemployment claims at 1:30 UK time. And then on Friday, unemployment change as well, 1:30 on Friday. So not much significant news. And as I said, Monday is likely to remain very quiet. Congratulations to everyone who have the gold on steroid software. Fantastic week of profits, including losses. We had a net profit of £90,916.87. So congratulations to you guys. This is not to impress you, but to impress upon you how powerful the gold on steroids is and how much money you can make. So this was Friday's move, and notice the price outside the channel. That's what we're looking for. Price outside the channel, 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 outside the channel, outside the channel. And as it does, that is your move. That is the reversal or the continuation of the uptrend. So if you haven't got gold on steroids, then you know what to do. Let's go into the markets. So first of all, we're going to start with the DXY. Now the DXY, for those that don't know, we are looking for the DXY not to trade, but to correlate with the US dollar. So whenever we see the DXY in a parabolic trend, in other words, all the buyers are in on the advanced pro charts, then that is the opportunity to buy into the US dollar. And as the dollar increases and goes up, then the euro goes down, US Swiss goes up, etc. That is the correlation. Whenever it goes down, all the sellers are in, then euro dollar goes up. Now, as we can see, this is in consolidation. It's no longer parabolic. As you can see, we've got sellers starting to come in. The SAR has now reversed, and so it's no longer achieving higher highs. So I suspect, as last week's prediction was 104.38, hit that and now is going completely sideways. So until we have clarification in terms of trend, then of course we cannot trade any US dollar pairs. Now in terms of the yen futures, as per the DXY, whenever we see a weaker parabolic trend in terms of the yen futures, we can safely say that the yen pairs, all yen pairs, are going up. And vice versa, when we see a parabolic trend to the upside, then we can safely say that all the yen pairs are going down. So that's the correlation. We don't trade the yen futures. You can, of course. But so have a look at this now. It's now coming up. It's consolidating. It's no longer parabolic as it was in the last month or so. So we have to wait to be patient with this. But I think this is the favorite trade. If this is going to move, it's going to move in the next few days. So we'll analyze this every day during the New York session if you are a member, and I'll keep you posted in the VIP room if you're a member. If you're not a member, then all the links are below. So the yen futures continued down. Let's put a price on that. Price label is 67.74. On to the indices now. This is the Dow Jones Index, and as I predicted from last week, it's not hit target from last week, but nonetheless moving up into that area of 35,238, which is the bottom of this order block. Once it reaches there, then we can expect to move back down to 34,033. A couple of points to note: it's saying it's parabolic to the upside, but we have a wave 5 and an ABC formation which conflicts that parabolic uptrend. Now it can of course convert, but it does need to convert, and I suspect we may see the price do something like this if it's going to continue this longer term uptrend. So we just have to wait and see on that basis. But nonetheless, expect it to go to 35,238 and then move down to 34,033. Now the Dow Jones dictates to the world pretty much, doesn't it? So much depends on the Dow Jones. This is the NASDAQ, and into a wave 5 pattern indicating a bullish parabolic trend is starting to take place and could happen. Of course, it's in a long-term uptrend. However, it's in a wave 5 formation with an ABC pattern as well. So, and we have a head and shoulders. There's the head. That's your head. That's your left shoulder, and that's your right shoulder there. So if this head and shoulders and the wave 5 is going to take place and move, and now it's hit this order block, actually that's very interesting. So we can expect a move down if the Dow Jones follows down to 13,441. Hang Seng, this is indicating a parabolic move upwards, but it's not parabolic. It's as confirmed by the lower time frame. We've got some sellers in as well, so it's mixed. However, we may see this price move up to this area, and this price will be of interest to us, 19,175. So I'm going to add an alert. That will come to my email. Once it gets hit, I will post that in the VIP room for members. And so that is highly significant in this downtrend here. So we wait and see, but the target for this week is 19,175. A similar situation for the FTSE 100 this week. We expect price to go to this convergence area. Notice the red order block 7554. That's highly significant because that is hitting the downtrend as well. So let me put an alert there. As soon as that gets hit, that's going to be interesting. And so the first target is going to be 7554 and then onward to 7096. Now the S&P is in a parabolic trend, and so this can be confirmed. It's got massive support down here, 4364. All the buys in it have been for 4 days, so that's in a viable situation. As I said in the daily video analysis, this was tradable and you should be in. Let's have a look at the lower time frame to clarify. 4-hour chart. All the buys are in, and we do expect a little bit of a pullback, but also notice here the moving averages, the 50, the 100 and the 200. So this is a correction, and this is a back to change of character to the upside. So you're going to have a target to 4862. On to Bitcoin for you Bitcoin fans, and as we can see, this has had a nice pullback down to a major support area now and heading into a wave 4 formation, which is massive. And have a look at the target. So the target is $40,000. On to commodities now. Silver finished at $24.16, and we had a target from last week at $25.14. Might not go up that far now. As you can see, this is a major downtrend, and the wave 4, it looks like it's still intact. There's no indications of a wave 5, which is okay. That's fine. But we do expect this price to reach $25.14 in the next week. as indicated in the daily video analysis for members during the New York session, oil was tradable, and the wave 5 can be ignored because this is in a major trend and all the buyers are in now. So that was a correction. Didn't come in as deep as I thought it would at $76, but nonetheless it's moving up now nicely, and the target for this week is, you can see it there, $89.89. Now on to gold. It's been in a parabolic trend for a few days, hasn't it? But not really confirmed by the lower time frame. So let's have a look at the lower time frame just to give a bit more thoughts on it. As we can see, we had a change of character. So when we get a parabolic trend on the advanced pro charts, if you haven't got these, then let me know and we can get you started straight away. TheTradingMentors.com, and the gold signals below as well. So once we get a parabolic trend to the downside and everything is agreeing with the daily, then of course that is your chance to get in. And then we have a change of character. So the change of character indicates to us that the price is going much, much higher. Okay. Now, it may not happen overnight, and don't forget we've got a bank holiday tomorrow as well. So the price of gold is going to be dictated to by the DXY, isn't it? So the DXY goes weaker. If it does, then this will drive the price higher. So I expect to pull back down to 1931 possibly, and then a big move up to 1988. On to Forex now. Euro dollar, as we can see, it's no longer parabolic. We've got some buyers stepping in, and the price is probably going to go down to 106.84 for this week. Continued stronger dollar will drive that down before we see possibly a change of direction on this order block. So anywhere along this area here is going to act as support, and the price will probably rebound. Again, it much depends on the DXY, so we'll analyze this every day for members. Now onto the US yen. Now this is interesting because if we see the DXY strengthening, which is possible in the next few days, in the next week, and the yen futures weakening, which is highly likely by the way, then of course this will drive the US yen much, much higher. So this is going to be a very tradable event if everything agrees. Let's go down to the lower time frame to see on the advanced pro chart. So as we can see, we've had the opportunities to buy into the US yen several times. We've had a decent correction. I wouldn't say it's brilliant, but we don't have breaker structure yet. Once we get breaker structure to the upside, then I am interested at around 147.38, and that will come to my email. And if you remember, that we posted into the VIP room. So the target for this one is much higher. It's going to be 150. US Canadian, well, we've got interest rate decisions this week, haven't we, as I've mentioned previously in the news item. And we can see that now the price has reached the top of this range now. I think it probably will come higher. 136.55 is this week's target, but it won't take much to, it's actually 135.87, so it hasn't got far to go. But I think there could be a problem with a double top here. And of course, it depends on the decision this week on the interest rates as well. So we could find that this starts to move down. If it does, that's a trading opportunity. Now onto the yen pairs. Now at the moment, while the yen futures are mixed, not quite sure where they're going to go, you have to wait for that to sort of occur first. But nonetheless, a weaker yen futures is highly likely. This is one of my favorite trades for this week. This is the Aussie yen. And as we can see, it's now moving into a parabolic trend at the early stages of this uptrend as well. So this is simply a correction before it makes the big move. And the target for this week, might take a little longer than that, is 99.33. On to the minors now. Pound Aussie. As we can see, it's then entering into a wave 5 pattern and then into an ABC formation, which is typical. We don't get the targets for the C target until it reaches the the end of the A session, if you like. So the A session, A pattern is going to go up to 197.50, around that area, and then we'll have a target given to us on the advanced pro charts, probably heading back down to 191.32. Final chart for today. This is the pound New Zealand. Not one of my favorites, but I know some members trade it, so fair enough. We got into a 5 formation. Oops. Moving into a wave 5 formation and an ABC pattern, which is typical of a downward move. Now I think the price certainly is going to move down to this area here. So we're probably going to find a little short correction up to this area at 213.50, somewhere like that, before it moves down to this area where it's going to reach 211.08. Now, if you don't have the gold on steroids software, please let me know. Really, really important, because gold has the highest volume in the market. It is 10 times more valuable than Forex. However, if you want to become a member and want to get more information, more analysis every day, then please click the links below. Have a wonderful weekend.